It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's the Glute Guys.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Glute Guys Network. Today, we have another exciting thing that we're going to do. We're going to make a tier list of arm exercises, specifically for the bicep and the tricep. And you know what they say
Exciting.
about the Glute Guys? We
know nothing about arms.
We got some thick glutes. So we're actually going to switch right into the tier list website. And we've actually used them before for a leg exercise tier list. Tommy, everything looks good to you?
Everything looks fantastic.
That's
Except
what
for the
I'm
guy who's right underneath me. He doesn't look that good. But everything else is great.
Well, I can't disagree with that. I look pretty rough today. But we're just going to rip through these. There's a bunch. There's a good amount. But we'll see what we think about all these. I think some of them we're going to go through a little bit quicker than others, especially if we think they're good exercises. So what do you think about you do one, I do one, you do one, I do one? If we have a disagreement, we will say it.
I think that could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling we're going to have some disagreements.
Yeah. Let's go right into the first one. Barbell bicep curl.
Oh, I roll it off? You want me to start this one? You start this one off?
Mm-hmm. Barbell bicep curl, I'm going to put into neutral. Because every time I do a barbell bicep curl, it hurts my forearms and my wrists. It is an effective way to train those biceps. But if my wrist is going to hurt every time I do it, not a big fan. So it is effective, but not worth it to me.
No, I agree, definitely. For rapid fire purposes, I'm just going to say that I agree. And at the same time, it also depends on the barbell that you're using. If it's a straight barbell as pictured, really rough on the wrists. I'm dealing with like a chronic wrist sprain myself that I just can't seem to beat for some reason. It's taking its time. And part of the reason is because of barbell curls. Curl bar, a little bit better depending on how you're gripping it, but I agree with Aaron.
Easy bar curl?
Yeah, easy bar curl.
We're not there yet. We're not there. It's later on. All right, so barbell preacher curl. What do you think?
Similar concept. I will say that I'll put it in good, only because I think it's a little bit more effective at concentrating the actual peak of and solely targeting the bicep muscles. I feel like just a standard standing bicep curl with a barbell, you can kind of compensate, cheat, and lean. With the preacher curl, you're less likely to do that. You're specifically targeting it, so I think it's the better option of those two.
Mm-hmm. And I think that takes us right into barbell preacher curl. I'm actually going to put that above into most effective. And the main reason is if you have a weaker arm, you can isolate it a little bit better than the barbell curl. Like Dr. Tom was saying, you're going to be very stabilized just sitting there. You're really going to be able to isolate that bicep. I'm still working on my biceps. But I do think I like it. I think it's a good exercise in general.
Yes, I do want to just correct real quick. You said barbell preacher curl, but that one's a dumbbell. So.
No, that's a dumbbell. I haven't seen that before. Actually, now that I think about it, sir, the barbell preacher curl is still a barbell for the preacher curl. So it almost makes me think, do we want to put that in neutral because it's still a straight bar and not an easy bar? Or do you think it's still a step above the standing barbell bicep curl?
I think it's still a step above. I still think it has a little bit more of an edge to it just because of the targeting. I think that the dumbbell preacher curl is definitely the best out of those three, well now four listed so far. I would probably put the easy bar in the good tier just ahead of the barbell. That's how I would do it. Let's just put that one there because we know that I think that's where it fits.
Yeah, I'm tempted to put this dumbbell guy right on top, but
I think honestly, yeah, bump it up to that because it's honestly just a very heavy, specifically targeting the bicep muscle. So if you want an exercise that's really only going to target the bicep heavily, it's great for it.
Yeah.
Then I would.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, I like that look. No, then I like how that looks better. And then I would put the easy bar preacher curl, just underneath that. Honestly,
Do they have the easy bar preacher curl?
I thought I saw it on there.
They just have barbell preacher. I'm pretty sure. If we get to it and we see it, we'll put it on. Spider curl. Spider curl. Why can't I think of what a spider curl is?
This is an interesting list so far. I'm looking up what a spider curl is.
Yeah. It looks like it's just like you go to a preacher curl, you go on the opposite side, you just do some curls over the edge. While you're looking that up, I'm just going to skip right over to the next one, dumbbell bicep curl. If you do the dumbbell bicep curl like this guy in the picture, I don't think it's as effective as if you just do both arms at the same time. For the reason of if you have both arms at the same time, you're going to have constant tension under your muscles, whereas if you just do one at a time, one arm is really going to be taking a break in between. I'm going to go under the assumption that we can still do both arms at the same time, and I'm going to put that in most effective.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Excuse me. But I would also put that in most effective. Again, I still like the preacher curl a little bit better because it's a little more targeted, a little bit more stability because you can't really compensate and try to cheat arch the back. You kind of can on a preacher, but it's less likely that you're going to. Mm-hmm. Also, more bang for your buck on the preacher still, but overall, good exercise. Just going back real quick. The spider curl, I actually never called it this, but it's just doing curls on an inclined bench, like facing down on the inclined bench and curling up that way.
Interesting.
I will put a picture that's bigger over here.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror messes me up. But overall, I think that is also a good exercise. I would put that still just below the GOAT and most effective because it is giving you a stable base. It is forcing you down against gravity, and you can't really compensate too much. If you can't curl it, then you're not going to be able to really like cheat and bring the arms up. You're essentially going to just end up turning it into a row. So overall, good exercise, minimal like compensation that you can do with it, heavily targeting the biceps. I'm a fan. I would say that it goes in the most effective.
You're saying most effective?
Yeah, most effective, not GOAT. I put in most effective.
So are you thinking of this being done with a barbell?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Oh, when you say incline, it's when you're sitting on the incline and you just do curls like that, right?
No. So you're actually laying face down on the bench. Yeah. That's why I like it. Can't really compensate.
Bench.
Yep.
That just doesn't seem like it seems like you're doing too much, honestly.
Where would you put it? Where would you put it?
I misunderstood this. So I'm on an incline bench. I'm curling like that, face down. So your shoulders are already going to be in some degree of flexion. Yeah.
You're essentially like this, laying face down on an incline. More inclined than I am right now, but that's the best that I can do. Please ignore my.
I feel like I want to put that in good. Probably above barbell preacher curl.
I can agree with that.
Like right here. I don't know if I love it. What, can I put it there? There it goes. I don't know if I love that exercise, honestly.
I like it. I've done it before.
Yeah. All right. We'll defer to you. I have not done it very much. I might have done it once or twice, but not a lot. So we'll just stick with that for now. All right. Right to the next one, dumbbell hammer curl. Now, I think this depends on what we are trying to improve. If we are trying to improve our brachialis muscle, or is it brachioradialis?
Brachioradialis.
Brachioradialis, yes. If we're trying to improve our brachioradialis muscle, which is this muscle right here, right there, I had to squeeze it and make it pop up. It's a very good exercise, and that will get your arms stronger. If you're trying to improve your bicep, you're not going to get as much bang for your buck as you're just, supinated arms and just bending at the elbow. Either way, I do still like this exercise. I do think it is still a good exercise. I personally like it more than barbell preacher curl, and I like it more than spider curl. What do you think, sir?
I would agree. I could agree with that. I can get behind that.
Like what I would actually recommend for if you're just trying to do like an arm workout, specifically, I guess, pull muscles, is like dumbbell hammer curl, dumbbell bicep curl is a nice little back and forth that you can do between the two, and it'll get your arms a little bigger too.
Yeah, I mean, hey, all around good exercise. I haven't really found one that I'm not happy with just yet. Like completely unhappy, so much so I put it under neutral.
Mm-hmm. What? Wait, what?
No, I'm saying all around so far we've seen some good. Like, oh, these are all good exercises in general.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that I'd put underneath neutral. Like, nothing I'd say like, oh, this is dumb or like
So
insufficient.
This is the problem with two physical therapists doing a tier list for exercises because we like most exercises.
Yeah, the viewers are going to learn very fast that there's no such thing as a bad exercise. I'm just kidding. There's some really bad ones out there. But these are some pretty general, basic exercises. So let's see as we go along if there are any that we don't necessarily like. What's the next one, sir? That one's a little small for me to read.
Concentration curls.
Okay. I do them from time to time. They're not my go-to. Personally, I feel like there's better exercises out there. I'm going to put this in neutral.
I'm fine with that.
It's good. It's not the best one. If you need something that you're tired at the end of your workout and you're like, oh, you know what, I want to get one more in. It is a classic exercise. So.
And sir, if you could put a big photo up for us, the concentration curl, like you sit with bad posture. Why would you want to just sit with bad posture while you do this exercise?
Yeah.
Just do something else. I don't know.
You definitely ain't concentrating on posture when you're doing that one or form. It's just like around your back. You just
you're concentrating on something, but not a lot.
Concentrating on not exercising because it's you get a good small little pump going with it, but there's better exercise.
Mm-hmm. And that leads us right into incline dumbbell curl. So leaning back on an incline, curling it out. I'm going to also put this in neutral, I think. And the main reason is we get to a point probably around like 90 degrees when you're in the incline that you're not going against gravity anymore. So you're not going to get as much bang as for your buck at that point. I mean, at least you will work on the most lengthened position. But if I get to the top, I like to, feel it at the top. I like to feel the squeeze. Even though that's not necessarily like the biggest thing for muscle growth, as far as Jeff Nippert is, I don't know. I'm not a big fan when a part of the range of motion doesn't have resistance anymore.
And I feel like this is also an exercise that puts it at a little bit of a disadvantage because it starts to, borderline overstretch it. I know the whole point of this one is to start to work the different heads of the bicep. You want to lengthen out the muscle, so you have to use like opposing heads. But at the same time, I just feel like it's one that you also need to be careful with. You start to overstretch the bicep a little bit. You can also cause some damage as you're doing it. If you're doing this too heavy, it can also be dangerous.
All right. Next up, this is you, sir. The machine bicep curl.
Man, I'm gonna pull a switch up, and I'm gonna make a trade. It's draft day, and I just phoned in. I think that this one belongs in neutral, and after some more pondering and thought, I'd actually bump the concentration curl down to insufficient.
That's ineffective there, sir.
In effect, you know what? I can't read.
Let's do it. So you want to put machine bicep curl before incline dumbbell curl, after, or after barbell bicep curl?
I'd put it ahead of
Incline?
Barbell bicep curl.
So top on the neutrals. Okay.
Yeah, because I think like it's a good exercise. It puts you in a safe mobility, safe range of motion. Usually those machines have good like wrist placements. I would put it there. The reason I bumped the concentration curl down to insufficient is after, I've been brain farting all night. But after you mentioned the postural part of it, you start to realize, it's ineffective for the reason that your compens, like how you have to do it is in bad posture, and like that's all around just bad form. It starts to put bad pressure on your back, and in my book, it's just not worth the the juice isn't worth the squeeze on that one.
Yeah,
You do a better bicep curl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Brain isn't braining tonight.
Cable curl. So it's just standing there, do a curl, right back down. The nice thing about the cable curl that I think puts it above like a barbell bicep curl is you have constant tension throughout. The negative is the same exact thing for me as the barbell bicep curl. It hurts my wrists when I do these, unless I'm using like a rope. But then if I'm using rope, I'm going more for brachioradialis. If you have the bent attachment, that's great. This guy in particular does not look like he has the bent attachment, although my eyes aren't good enough to see it. That being said, I still think I'd put this guy in good.
Yes. I thought I was going to fight you.
Yeah, I'd probably put him right here, right after spider and barbell preacher curl, because I do still like that exercise.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm fine with that. I don't think it belongs in neutral. I think good is a solid spot for it. Of course, all like you said, depends on the attachment that you're putting on the machine.
Mm-hmm. All right, so right into the behind the back cable curl. What do you think?
Behind the back cable curl. I mean, that's essentially the same position as we had before of the incline bicep curl. Kind of putting it at a weird tension. I don't think that you need to position your shoulder like that to get a good bicep curl. Again, I understand the whole concept behind it is like, oh, let's put the shoulder in a different position and work the muscle in that position. But if you're going for growth, you don't really need to do that shape, and you don't really need to do that kind of positioning. I would put that in. I put it in neutral.
Believe it or not, sir, I'm 20% sure this is right. 50% sure. That is Jeff Nippard's favorite bicep exercise because you get the most stretch on your bicep in his description.
And I'm not the biggest fan of, overstretching. Like you want to work the muscle inside of its optimal range, and if you start to overstretch it, you start to not give that muscle the ability to fully contract.
Yeah.
You're putting it at a disadvantage. So put it in an advantage position in order to train it.
Yeah, what Dr. Tom is saying is if you train something in its weakest position, there's more potential for injury, potentially, especially if you're going for super heavy weights. So if you do that exercise, you got to be careful with it. So were you saying that it's the worst of the neutral, or did you say you want it higher than something else?
I'd probably put it in between the barbell curl and the machine.
I can see it.
Honestly,
what were you gonna say?
I'd say the stretch past the neutral is the only thing that I'm not the biggest fan of.
I was contemplating putting that in good, honestly, but I'm okay with keeping it there for now.
I was 50-50 on good or neutral, and I think it just kind of landed there after the more I think about just the stretch. It depends on the person, of course. I'm going just for your general person who isn't like the big fitness enthusiast. I think that for someone who's just trying to go beginner based is where my brain has been at for all of these. Like if you're a beginner, like this is a good list to kind of go off of. If you're someone who's training and you're into bodybuilding, your list is going to look different than this.
All right, let's hop right into the next thing. Tricep push down with the straight bar.
Ooh, we're in the tricep realm now.
Yes, we are. And I am going to... So this is different sort of classification than just biceps, but we'll sort of just add on to the list. I like these. And I'm going to put this right next to its buddy, the cable curl, as an exercise I definitely like to use them 1,000 times. Tons of fun. Get tricep development. I'm happy. I wouldn't say it's the most effective or the GOAT, though. I think there could be some that are a little better that might be popping up. All right,
yeah,
sir.
I would agree.
Diamond push-ups, what do you think?
Diamond push-ups. If my brain is going to stay in that, everyday trainer, beginner training realm, I'm gonna probably put these in ineffective or neutral, or is the two in between, because it's like I understand a regular push-up is more focusing on the chest, but you're still getting the triceps with it. The diamond push-up to me is just like, awkward shoulder positioning, risking impingement. There's just a better exercise you can do without, worrying about impinging or damaging the shoulder in the same structure.
You're gonna put this in neutral?
Or I was cool with putting it in ineffective.
Oh,
There's
you
a better
said
exercise
neutral or
you can do.
ineffective.
Yeah, I would vote ineffective, but if you fight me, the furthest I'll go is neutral.
I think that I could see it for a beginner, but I think just if I'm just talking about the general lifting population, I think it could be at least in neutral. It's hard to progress once you can do it pretty easily, aside from just doing more reps or putting a weight on your back. But I agree with Dr. Tom. There's better ones to do. I still don't think it's worse than neutral, though. Honestly, ineffective. I feel like that's a stretch because it is.
We like exercises too much.
Yeah, it is a good challenge.
It's so hard.
Mm-hmm. But let's go right into the close grip bench.
I like this one better than the diamond push-up.
I do
but
too.
I'm not the one ranking it.
Well, this is easier for beginners. It's easier for anyone to progress and get stronger with. I did these since high school, since I was a kid. I haven't done them a lot recently, honestly. But all of that being said, I think I'm going to put that still in good. Let me think about that for a second. Do I want to put that in good? If we're thinking of just trying to train the triceps, I actually sort of want to put it back down to neutral. Because that's still going to be a lot.
Specifically,
I'm putting it back to
neutral. We're going specifically for the I'd say we're going specifically for the tricep neutral. So if we're doing chest and tri kind of an exercise, then
good, we add chest into the game. I like it. We don't. I don't think that's better than still some of these other ones that we've seen. Even if we're talking about just the bicep exercise, there's a lot of bicep focus exercises that are better than that tricep exercise for the specific muscle.
Yeah.
All right, sir. The barbell overhead tricep extension with a barbell. Oh, yeah.
So we're going like this.
Yep, that guy. I can't even do it. I don't think I can do it. I think I would probably blast my arms. I'd probably just destroy myself.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that it's a really good tricep exercise.
Wow.
But tell me what brain I need to have right now. Do I need to have a beginner? Do I need to have someone who's training? What do I need to have in this
Physical therapist. Is that a good
physical therapist
thing for your shoulders?
As a physical therapist? No. If I'm going in the gym and training, I do like this exercise, so I don't want to put it far down on the list. But I will put it in neutral ahead of the close grip. If we're going specific muscle training, it is good. You can position it really well. I'm a fan of doing it is coming up in a few. I like the skull crushes, but this is it's a progression of it. As long as you're not doing crazy heavy weight with it, it's a very good, specifically tricep targeting exercise.
Sir, honestly, where I want to put this one is right there. Right in the stupid dangerous. I hate these. This is one that if you just can't do the weight, what are you just gonna? If you can't pick that up, you're in such a bad position. You can't just drop it, but your shoulder is in a compromised position. I know for me, someone who's dislocated his shoulder before, just being in this position just feels terrible. And I think people.
I too have dislocated my shoulder, and I like this one. But I can see your argument, and the furthest I'll let it drop is ineffective.
I don't know. We could put it in there and just be split on that one. But just even think of a beginner. Would you ever tell a beginner to do that exercise? Like you were saying before, to me,
you told me to have my PT brain.
Yeah, you're right. Physical therapist, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give it to my patients. It's funny to say, I might actually give a tricep push-up that we're going to come up to later, because I think it's just a little bit easier not to hurt yourself. But yeah, I feel with the barbell, it's just not safe. I
would
never do that with the barbell.
You know what? All right, so I'm going to offer an apology and extend an olive branch on this one because on your screen you can see the whole list. On my screen, it's so small. I didn't realize that the dumbbell overhead press is coming up, and my brain was just like, oh, you know what? Like I was thinking, like you could use one of the curl bars and do it like that lighter. But if we're going specifically the barbell, all right, bump it back down. I didn't see those ones coming up. Like, I'm going just list by list. I thought that was going to be the only one for overhead. Tonight, my whole room smells from the amount that my brain is farting. So, I can agree with it now. You've convinced me.
Okay, I hate that exercise.
Now I understand why. I was just like, okay, I've done that one before. I've done it with the curl bar, but that's different because this list is specific, man. That's why I'm getting confused by some of them.
All right, next we have the skull crusher. I think this is you, right? Or is that me? Oh, no,
this is you. And if you hurt this exercise, I will cry.
I love skull crushers. Honestly,
I love them.
I hate to say it, that my elbows don't feel good with skull crushers. That being said, let me check something. Okay. I like skull crushers a lot. I think they are either high, good, low, most effective.
I would put that in most effective. I'd put it most effective.
It's easy.
It's such a good stability control exercise. That's actually an exercise I give my patients. I don't give it with the barbell because I don't have that in the clinic, but I'll give it with the dumbbell. I think it's a very good exercise.
If they had dumbbell skull crushers, I would contemplate putting them as GOAT because that just feels better on my elbows. It feels better on everything. But the barbell, not a big fan. It does just say skull crushers, so I think it means dumbbell or barbell. But
honestly, I've done them even with the easy bar because I don't, like you said, like my wrists don't really like it so much. So I'll do it with the easy bar on a wide grip, and I like that also. It's great.
Easy bar is definitely better too than the straight bar. So there's a lot of potential for skull crushers. They're good. They focus on the triceps. Probably one of the best things to isolate them. Yep. And that leads us right to seated machine dips.
Well, they're not bad. They're not great. It gets the job done. They're not going to be stupid and hurt yourself. I don't think that no, they're not going to hurt yourself. That's, again, it's like one of those exercises where it's just like, all right, at the end of the workout, I've got nothing else left to do. I'll sit, I'll type on my phone, and I'll just press a little bit. Ineffective.
Yeah, there's like, that's what you do if you, never mind.
That's the lazy day at the gym. That's like, okay, I'm tired. Just to move my arms a little bit. It works the muscle out, so I can't say that it's like stupid or dangerous. Like, you're not gonna hurt yourself doing it, but you're not gonna get much out of it. I like to, honestly, if I'm gonna use those, I'm gonna use that as a finisher, where I'm just gonna completely just obliterate the end of my workout by doing like 3 sets of 20 reps of these.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I do that.
Not a terrible exercise, but not a great exercise. I almost feel like it should be in neutral. I don't think it's as bad as concentration curls. Like the lowest of low neutral. No, it should be ineffective.
Yeah, there's just better exercises. Like that's like, I think of ineffective as like, it's like, yeah, like you're working the muscle out, but like, is it worth it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not worth, like, it's not worth it unless you use it in the manner that I kind of just told you about. But otherwise, no, it's not worth it.
So I think that I'm going to move one of these over for our next thing. Single arm tricep dumbbell extension and dumbbell tricep extension. So either single arm or 2 arm. I think it's easy to just do them, knock them both out at once.
Yeah.
Dumbbell tricep extension, both arm bilateral. I've like done forever. I'm starting to realize a theme that most of these tricep extension exercises hurt my elbows. But that's okay. I think just personal preference of just what I've done. I like the 2-arm one a little bit more than the 1-arm one.
Yeah.
I do always like single arm because single arm is something that you can isolate more. If one arm's weaker, you can build it. That's going against what I just said, how I like the feel of the 2-arm one more. So I think both of these are good. but I think the single arm is gooder than the double arm.
10 out of 10 vocabulary. I'd agree because the single arm, you have to work more on stability. You have to work more on controlling it. You have to work more on the coordination of the muscle. So it is going to be harder, and essentially you're going to grow more muscle doing that because it's just more difficult. So I'd agree with that.
So I put the two arm right below the bar tricep push down. Then I put the single arm at the top of good for triceps at least.
I like it.
All right. And then, sir, you have next the underhand cable extension. I couldn't say it.
So like palm
yeah.
palm up, pulling down.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I do like to add these in because it's the change of the wrist changes the kind of it changes the exercises a little bit for a grip exercise. That being said, I'm not going to put it in good. I'd probably put this one in a neutral just because you still got better exercises. All the exercises listed in good, I wouldn't be able to place that one up there. But I do think that it's better than like the close grip for targeting. I think it's better than the diamond push-up. I would say it's at least a neutral. You know, you're working the triceps, it's good. It's changing the position. You're working essentially a different tricep head with that. I like it.
The way I think of it is changing your wrist position doesn't affect how your tricep activates because your tricep doesn't do supination and pronation of your wrist. So because of that, it doesn't do what is advertised as people say it does. It makes me think it's ineffective.
See, not that it doesn't directly. I mean, obviously our triceps don't directly affect supination and pronation, but it is going to affect the joints above and below it, which is also going to change how the tricep is going to activate. You know, that's how I look at it. So it's indirect. It's not a direct change. Like it's not directly changing what head is being activated, but it is going to change it because of like pressure and tension base. So I do like it just for the switch up to work that muscle differently. I also sometimes like that one better than basic like push down in a sense because I've seen numerous times it's very easy to cheat at a push down if you just lean forward. With that one, it's kind of harder to lean forward and push down. You really have to focus more on that tricep activation. So I am a fan of it for that reason.
Interesting. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't put that above neutral.
No, I'm not every exercise in that good category is way better than that one. But again, that's one of those exercises where it's like, all right, I need something that's going to kind of murder the hell out of my triceps. I would use that at the end of a workout.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't, but that's why I have small triceps. And next, single arm skull crushers. All right. With a dumbbell, I do like single arm skull crushers, but I never do them.
It's been a while since I whipped those out, but I do like them. I do use them.
In some ways, I almost don't like them because you aren't really stable with one arm. And I don't even know what this guy's doing in this photo. He almost looks like he's using two arms or like one arm to stabilize the arm that's doing the dumbbell.
He's doing this, essentially giving himself a platform so he can work on kind of like a preacher style.
Yeah, like something like that. Oh, jeez, I messed it up. Sorry, people. Yeah. Sorry, people.
It's okay. They'll never forgive you.
Looks okay, sir. That looks okay. Good enough. Okay. I don't know, sir. I don't know what I want to give that one. It's sort of giving me piece of junk vibe.
I like it. I think that the two-handed skull crushers is just a better option overall.
You think we should put this in neutral?
I'd say that one could pop into neutral. I'm fine with, like, would I do it? Yeah, I think it's better than diamond push-ups, more targeting. I think it's better than the close grip. I'm actually surprised the close grip is still high up there like that, but still.
That is true. Yeah. Maybe we should put this guy right here. Just put that in the middle because it's so we have some biceps mixed in there. Okay, this doesn't matter. And next, the tricep pushdown with the rope. Sir, what do you think?
Tricep push down with the rope. Again, it's a classic. We've all done it. I do it. It's also one of the ones that I feel like gets done wrong and poorly very often. So when you do it, you do need to focus on posture. You need to focus on form. Just as I mentioned before, the biggest complaint that I have with everybody that does this when I see them in the gym is that lean forward. Because now my triceps aren't doing it. Now I'm putting my body weight in it. So be mindful of how much weight you put on, because that's what's really going to drive the exercise. That being said, it is a great classic exercise, and it does murder the triceps. So I'd put this in either good or most effective when it's done right.
So you
I'll say most effective. I'll preach for it to be in most effective because it is a classic. It does hit the triceps. It just needs to be done right.
Do you think it's right there with skull crushers?
I think so. Because what's the first exercise I end up doing after I do a dumbbell bench press that I superset with my skull crushers? I go and I grab a rope and I do tricep pull downs.
I think they should be like right here. Borderline.
Why?
Because I really like the next exercise.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
It is the overhead cable tricep extension. And I just went and said how I hate barbell overhead tricep extension. I absolutely love overhead cable tricep extension. It's just safer to me. It's like a lot safer way of doing a similar thing. Just something about doing it with the barbell just doesn't make sense to me. It just seems like a way to hurt yourself. And it seems
because the barbell's bigger and bulkier. It's harder to maintain and manage.
It's hard to progress. It's easy to hurt yourself. Cable, you just whip it around. You have it over your head. You get a great tricep pump when you do it. I like that a little bit more than the tricep push down because it's easier, or it's not as easy to compensate with it.
I can agree with that. The only thing is for our patients, the safety factors. But at the same time, this isn't a PT mind, we're talking the gym. All right, I can see why you want this in most effective. Throw it up there.
I'm happy. Now,
all right.
Close grip dumbbell press.
I love this one. Honestly, it's a great way. I'll sometimes do a lightweight dumbbell press, and I'll drop them and superset with a close grip press. That being said, it's a good tricep exercise, but it's also getting some of the chest in there, so you do get some best of both worlds with it. I would probably put this in like a mid-ranking good.
What I actually like, I agree with you. But what I actually like to do with the close grip dumbbell press is do a nice set of skull crushers. As your triceps fatigue, you go right into a close grip dumbbell press. Or whatever you're using press.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because you could press more than you can do a tricep extension or a skull crusher. So it's a good way to burn yourself out a little bit.
Definitely.
And we go right into tricep dips. Now, tricep dips, another name for that is just dips, because they also work your chest a lot. I honestly,
they do.
Whenever I do dips, I feel the triceps a little bit. Maybe it's just because I do a lot of dips, but I really don't feel my triceps very much. I feel my chest a lot more than I ever do my triceps.
I'd agree. I think it's great exercise, though.
I do. I like this exercise, but I like it more as a chest and tricep exercise than specifically just a tricep exercise.
I can get with it. Where are we putting it?
Then again, I couldn't put that in neutral. I feel like I have to put that at the bottom good.
Yeah, no, I can agree. I like calisthenic. I like body weight work. This also works on shoulder stability. It works on the tricep. You get the chest. It's an all-around good exercise.
Mm-hmm. All right. For you, sir, machine tricep extension. This looks like the same exact picture as the seated machine dip. In fact, it is the same picture. Look at this.
So
it's the same picture.
Put them next to each other because they deserve to be next to each other. I know what they mean, though, because the machine dip is the one where it's like, you have the bars next to you and you're pressing them down.
Yeah.
This is the one where it's like you grab the two things and you're going like this.
Yeah.
Again, if you want to work the triceps and also play on your phone. Great exercise. That's all I'm going to say.
We go right into bench dips. Biggest problem with bench dips, similar to the behind the back cable curl that Dr. Tom didn't like. I don't like how the stress it puts on your shoulders. What I would recommend instead is just doing maybe 2 chairs so you don't have to have your shoulders so far back. It is a good, I guess, beginner type exercise, but then again, it might hurt a beginner's shoulder as well. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'd rather just use 2 chairs and do a diff like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right. Stupid dangerous?
Yeah, I think so. There's just a better exercise. It's just, I don't know. I don't know the last time I did those. Even still, to getting yourself set up for them, I just think that you can do a better exercise than that.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who's anteriorly dislocated a shoulder, I can't do those anymore without being like, this hurts. So it's, to me, not a good position.
If it hurts Dr. Tom's soul, it hurts our soul, people.
Yeah.
All right. Dumbbell tricep kickback on the on the bench press. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my brain is malfunctioning. You know what these are, sir?
Yeah, they're kickbacks. I would say they're neutral. Again, I think there's still better exercise that you can do. I would put them ahead of the close grip. I'd put them ahead of right about there is where I'd put that one. All around, you're going to work it. But again, a common issue I see with this one is a lot of people grab dumbbells that are way too heavy for them, and they're just using momentum to swing them and go for the ride versus using a lighter weight. Just focusing on that concentration, focusing on the squeeze of that muscle, working it eccentrically to the point where you're using more of that tricep. I think that it deserves to be there. If you think otherwise, but I think that's where it lives.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Sir, after all of this, are there any that you want to dispute, that you want to change?
No, overall, I think that's a pretty good. I think I like how rigorous the grading was for us to get into that GOAT level and to get into the most effective. That being said, I do think that we need to take one of the tricep exercises from most effective and elevate it into the GOAT level, just so everybody knows, okay, we got our GOAT bicep exercise and we got our GOAT tricep exercise. And on the count of 3, I think we know exactly which one we're going to vote to send up there.
All right.
So I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
Bench
Skull crushers.
Wow. Skull crushers.
I hate this, man. I'm looking. So check LinkedIn, check Indeed. I'm looking for a new podcast co-host.
Yeah. I think skull crushers.
So at least we got one.
It's universal. I mean, I really do like the overhead cable tricep extension, but I think skull crushers, anyone can do it, especially when you do it with dumbbells, honestly. With dumbbells, it just feels good. Feels
less
nice.
risk of injury, too.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, they are called skull crushers for the reason that you're bringing a weight very close to the top of your head. So don't go too heavy with them unless you feel like meeting Jesus Christ. Again, joking. But still, just be careful with that one.
Yeah, that's why it's nice to do it with barbell or dumbbells, too. When you use a dumbbell, if you can't get back up, you're not going to crush your skull. You're just going to drop it on the ground.
Exactly. If it starts to fail, you don't have to worry about lifting the barbell out of the way. It's safer.
Yeah. But overall, I think we agree on this list. If anybody else has any disputes, you're wrong. And prove me wrong in the comments.
And if there's an exercise that wasn't on our list over here, you just throw it up in the comments and tell us where what exercise you like and where it would belong in the list over here.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice rest of your night, and we will talk to you soon.